One of the best tricks to have in your bag is to not chase the shot. I've done that so many times, and it just leads to a lot of frustration. You may get the shot, but it may take a while. The best way to do it is to find a good spot out there at Cattail, kind of set up a little bit, make sure your settings are good on the camera, and just sit there a little bit. And then eventually all the wildlife will start coming to you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Beaumont Beat video podcast, where we move with the heartbeat of the city. I am your host, Tracy Koenig. Southeast Texas is known for some of the best birding locations in North America. In fact, our region has earned a reputation as a birding mecca with its combination of coastal wetlands, forests, and grasslands that host over 400 species of birds. And with it being spring, we can expect thousands of migratory birds to pass through Southeast Texas on their way to breeding grounds. With that in mind, today we're going to be talking with a man who uses his camera to capture some of these migratory birds, as well as all of the beautiful scenery out at Cattail Marsh right here in Beaumont. Ken Guidry is a wildlife photographer, and today we're going to be finding out what inspires him, how he's mastered his craft, and some of the stories behind his iconic images as he teaches us about birding in our area. So sit back, relax, and get ready to see Cattail Marsh in a whole new light as we explore the magic of nature, the art of photography, and the wild adventures that come with it. But before we get into all that, two quick announcements for you. Get ready to run, jump, and compete with Beaumont's Track Club. Stop by the Sterling Pruitt Activity Center on Gulf Street to register kids ages 5 to 18. Registration runs through May 9th, and we encourage families to take advantage of this opportunity for their youth to participate in a great athletic program. We have a general election coming up in May to elect Beaumont's mayor and city council members. The last day to register to vote is April 22nd, and the election is May 3rd. To get election information and to see who's on the ballot, visit beaumonttexas.gov/election. And now let's get into today's show. Ken, thanks so much for joining me.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's tell people a little bit about you, how you came to work for the city of Beaumont.
Okay, so it's kind of a long story, but I'll try to keep it short and concise. So 2013, I was going to school for graphic design, and unfortunately, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I had to kind of navigate through that, and that's what led me to kind of go outdoors and put a focus on just as a mental escape from the treatment I was going through. So I would start going to the Beaumont Botanical Gardens. I didn't have a camera at the time, I just had my phone. And I would take pictures, and I would tag Beaumont's social media accounts almost every single day in all of the photos that I posted online, just hoping that someone would see it. And lucky enough,
smart move turned out.
Social media.
Right?
Lucky enough, someone did see it, and that's when they reached out to me and had me come downtown to City Hall, the Beaumont Visitor Center, and they met with me. I told them my whole little backstory and everything like that, and it kind of snowballed from there, and that led me to really get out and put a focus into photography.
Isn't that just amazing how nature can almost cure you in a way, or heal your soul? And that was maybe what you're looking for there. It's
very much like it was being out in nature is already therapeutic because it's, like I said earlier, it's a mental escape. For a few minutes, you don't have to think about what you're going through. You just take in the beauty of nature and everything. And funny enough, back then, I didn't know anything about birds. I maybe knew the staples, Lamar Cardinals. I knew about those.
Right.
The bald eagle and maybe the crow. Uh-huh. But it's pretty much was my home away from home. And going out there, you meet a lot of birders, a lot of other photographers, and I kind of learned through them. And slowly transitioned to getting an actual camera and focusing on the birds. And at the time, I thought I was taking really good pictures, but as I look back now, I see that to me, they weren't that great. But with photographers and artists in general, you can be your own toughest critic.
I love how a passion and then just asking a few questions turned into your livelihood.
Oh, yes. It really has. It's funny how life works out, because back when I was first diagnosed, it's easy to kind of get taken down a bit with the whole the heaviness of the situation. I was diagnosed with GIST cancer, gastrointestinal stromal tumors, and it's along the stomach lining. So after finding that out, I have to kind of limit my physical exertion. And so photography was just another way for me to kind of connect with nature, even from a long distance, let's say. And I can just kind of take my time and just really look at what's around me and using my camera to focus in on those minute details, what's going on. And that's when I guess became a birder. I wasn't a birder before, but now I think I can safely say that I'm a birder now.
Because you've been exposed to so many here in Southeast Texas.
Oh, yes.
And I have to ask before we get into more questions, how are you doing with your cancer?
Right now I'm stable. I'm doing much better than how I was doing before. Right now I've been on a few different chemos and different clinical trials and things like that. Currently I'm on a chemo called Quinlock, and it's a oral pill, so I just take pills every day. But I've been on IV chemo, I've been on immunotherapy, but lucky enough, I've been able to meet other patients with my particular case. I started going to Just Cancer Summits and being part of focus groups at MD Anderson. And through social media again, I've met other patients around my age. So we kind of formed a little, I guess, group. And the nature aspect of going out into nature and photography has really been a source for me to kind of lean on and find strength in that.
I love that. And it sounds like there are a lot of other photographers out there. If there are people out in the audience that are thinking, oh, I like photography, can they come into some of these groups and meet some of the people, and how do they do that?
Absolutely. It doesn't even matter the skill level. You can either be, like I said, I started with my phone camera. And so
That's
we
what
have,
I used to.
Yeah. With phones nowadays,
Yeah,
they're
right.
really good. And so, you can just take your phone and just go out to Cattail Marsh or Terrell Park in general, because it's an entire park. You can go to the botanical gardens, take photos of flowers and whatever, squirrels and things like that. You can go to the horse stables that's just down the street, take photos of horses running around. And then if you continue on, you'll get to Cattail Marsh and you can take photos of birds. And there's different apps to help you identify birds. There's eBird, there's Merlin, where you can pretty much hold up your phone and it records the sounds around you, and it'll let you know what birds you're hearing.
Yeah. That's
And we also have this program. You can find everything on our Facebook page, Cattail Marsh. We have this thing called Shuttle Strolls, and it's basically a walking tour of Cattail Marsh, where I lead people to different hot spots around Cattail Marsh.
Oh, cool.
And
Okay.
like
They're
I said,
tour guide.
you can bring your phone, or we even have people that are veteran photographers that bring huge cameras, and it's a good way to kind of learn from them and pick their brains a little bit.
Well, you have come a long way since that cell phone camera, because I just read this amazing article. You were featured in Texas Highways Magazine.
Yes, I was.
That's
Yes,
fantastic.
I was.
How'd
Yes.
this come about?
So that came about through my coworker, Sadie Atha. She reached out to me and said that there was a journalist that wanted to do a story about bayou life and really focus on artists and other photographers in the area. So Wes Ferguson, he's a journalist, and he reached out to me, and we met up at Cattail Marsh, and we had a interview session with Kathy Spence, another local photographer. And we pretty much talked about the motivation behind our particular art forms. So for me, it was wildlife photography, and for Kathy, she does a lot of landscape photography.
Do you only do wildlife?
I do not only do wildlife is what I do primarily, but I'm a photographer for the city of Beaumont, so they send me to different events around town. And then I also do my own photography. So I do, like senior portraits, baby showers, and things like that. But personally,
now I'm really getting calls. Can you take my picture?
Headshots and everything. A couple of weekends ago, I shot for the Harlem Globetrotters at Ford Park, so that was really fun. I got to pass the ball around and everything like that. So anything to do with a camera, I'm pretty much all for.
Wow, so interesting. Okay, well, in just a moment, we're also going to learn a lot more about the birding here in Beaumont. But first, we're going to take a quick look at a commercial about the Beaumont Public Library System.
Are you looking for a distraction-free zone to score some info on your favorite player for a class assignment? I'd love to invite you to join me at one of Beaumont's public libraries.
We have plenty of computers you can research on. And of course, we have tons of books that you can hold in your hand. Your teacher will be proud, but your friends will really be impressed with the stats you can learn at the library. Check out BeaumontTexas.gov/library for more information on our locations and programs.
Those kids did a great job, and you can visit any of our Beaumont Public Libraries in person to get your free library card. And as always, you can stream this show and past episodes of the Beaumont Beat on multiple platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Subscribe to our channel, like this episode, and share it with others so they too can enjoy it. And we're always looking for topics as well, so drop us a comment to let us know what you'd like to see in future episodes. And now back to our interview with Mr. Ken Guidry. I wanted to talk a little bit, Ken, now about the birding industry and what it does for our local economy here in Southeast Texas.
So a little fact is that compared to other tourists that come to Beaumont, a birding tourist can spend 3 to 5 days as compared to a regular tourist that'll spend maybe 2 to 3 days. And a birding tourist will also spend about 2 times more than just an average tourist coming to Beaumont. So birding is an extremely important factor when it comes to Beaumont, just because the area, and Cattail is in a very special spot because it's actually at the convergence of 2 flyways. So we have the Central Flyway and then we have the Mississippi Flyway.
Okay, explain that.
So, so basically, to put it short, is that we get a very different group for fall migration and a very different group for spring migration. So
different types of birds that fly.
Different types
this.
of birds,
okay.
Yes. So you can come to Cattail Marsh different times a year and be able to get different types of birds. And birders take their species list very, very seriously.
How do local people that want to get in on this action with the birding and to meet some of these other birders, how does that work if they're like, I want to go see what this is about?
Yeah. So like I said earlier on our Facebook page, if you go to Cattail Marsh wetlands, you can look that up and you can see all the different events that we have going on. We offer tours, free tours with the van, because Cattail Marsh is about 900 acres and there's about 12 miles worth of trails out there. And it can be quite a bit to walk out there. So we offer the van Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m., Thursdays at 9:30 a.m. And it's a free tour. You just go online, you reserve a seat. That way we know how many binoculars we can bring. And so it's a guided tour. So we'll tell you about all the birds and other animals that we have out there as well, alligators, and you can even find bobcats out there and things like that. Yeah. So we go to different cells of water out there. And so each cell, you can find different species of birds. So one cell, you can find diving ducks and wading birds. In another cell, you may find shorebirds, like the birds you'll find at the beach. So Cattail kind of offers different ecosystems where you can kind of explore, and you can either do that on your own or you can do it with us with the guided tour.
Is there a fee for the guided tour?
There is no fee. That's probably the best part. And we also have when you get to Cattail in the parking lot there, we have a wetlands educational center. It's kind of like a beach house almost that's in the parking lot. And so upstairs we have a pet turtle you can look at, which kids love. Her name is Totora. We have tables set up there. We have a restroom, water, arts and crafts for kids up there. And recently we added a discovery pad right on the outside of the building so kids can climb and play, and they can explore different things that we have out there.
I don't think people realize how much there is to do at Cattail. Like
Yes.
They think you just go out and you see some cattails in the marsh, right?
Oh, no.
Like there's a lot more.
It is much more than that. That's why we have people from all over the world, not just the U.S. or Texas, but all over the world coming to Cattail. And you'll see that if you go in the building, we have a big map and a globe where people can pin where they're from. And working at Cattail, I've met people from Tokyo, Germany, Hawaii, Alaska, the Netherlands. Just yesterday, I gave a tour to a couple from Colorado and some birders from Indiana.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot to see out there at Cattail Marsh.
That's fantastic. Is there a trick to it? I've seen some of your photography, and like it looks like you're super close to these birds and just amazing pictures. How do you do that? I've tried to take a picture.
Well, a few tips. So first of all, you only see the good things. I only upload the good. Yeah, there's
like
a lot
4,000 pictures to get that one.
Yes, there's a lot of trial and error when it comes to bird photography, because With models, you can tell them, let's redo this. Yeah, exactly. With birds, you kind of have to, it helps if you know their behavior patterns and you know where they like, different birds like to hang out and everything like that. But a big lens does help a lot. So not to startle the birds. So I can be kind of far away and still get close up to the birds. But I found that even with a smaller lens, one of the best tricks to kind of have in your bag is to not chase the shot. I've done that so many times to try to actively seeking out the shot, and it just leads to a lot of frustration. You may get the shot, but it may take a while.
So let it come to you.
Exactly. The best way to do it is to find a good spot out there at Cattail, kind of set up a little bit, make sure your settings are good on the camera, and just sit there a little bit. And then eventually all the wildlife will start coming to you. So you don't have to have that huge lens or anything like that. I've seen people come out to Cattail with the little pocket camera, and they get amazing shots because they just, patience. It's the art of patience, and we're not a zoo, so every day will be different. So you may go out there one day, you may not really have the luck that you're looking for, but that's not a sign to give up. That just means you have to go out again and maybe you can get something.
Love it. Okay, anything else you want to add that maybe you haven't already about what you would tell people about Beaumont in general or about Cattail Marsh, what you can find here?
So Beaumont in general, I will say one of the things that I appreciate most about Beaumont is that there's an emphasis to support our art. So whether it be painting or photography or any creator that's out here, they have so many different festivals and events to kind of portray their craft. So like we just had Mural Fest, and at Cattail, many people ask for our hours and everything like that. So Cattail itself, the marsh is open from sunrise to sunset, so you can go out there anytime. Bikes are allowed. People bring their horses out there all the time. The building itself is dog friendly. You can bring your dog up into the building. And we even given tours with dogs in the shuttle van that we have. We do ask if you come out to Cattail and explore the marsh with your dog, recommend it to have a leash because we do have alligators out there. We don't have any incidents or anything like that, but it's good to err on the side of caution because, dogs are curious and they want to go out into nature a little bit. So it's good to have a leash. But the alligators, they just tend to lay there or they run into the water. It's not Jurassic Park out there or anything like that. And we do offer, let's say if you want to walk a little bit and you want to take the van or you want to walk out to a certain area, but you don't think you can really walk all the way back because it's a pretty big area. You can just call up the building and we'll take the van and go out, pick you up and bring you back. Or we can take the van and drop you off to a certain spot. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Ken, thank you so much for coming on today and talking with us and sharing your health journey as well. Best of luck to you there.
Yes, thanks for listening.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know it's probably helped a lot of people to say, maybe it's something I need to do, even if it's just to reflect, to get outdoors.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I appreciate it so much. And before we go, we still want your opinion. Don't forget to vote for Beaumont's new tagline. Now, a tagline is meant to help set the tone for how others view our city, and it's a way to highlight what makes our city so unique. The new tagline will represent us for years to come, so let us know what you want people to say about our city. Go to beaumonttexas.gov/tagline to vote for your favorite. And we'd love to have you join us for the next episodes of the Beaumont Beat. We'll be talking with the Beaumont Youth Advisory Council to find out how they serve the city. And we'll also let you know about how you can take advantage of National Tourism Week coming up in May. For now, though, I'm Tracy Kennick. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Beaumont Beat, where we move with the heartbeat of the city. We'll see you next time.